ICE gets $45 billion. Immigrants pay the price. Imagine waking up to find out that the US government has just approved a plan to give ICE one of its biggest budgets in history, while also making immigrants pay for it. That's not a future scenario. It's happening right now. A new $81 billion immigration package has just cleared the House Judiciary Committee, and it's packed with sweeping changes. If you're a green card holder, asylum seeker, TPS recipient, or a sponsor of an unaccompanied child, this bill could directly affect your status, your wallet, and your future. This isn't just policy. This is a full-scale enforcement strategy, and it's already moving fast through Congress. What happened on May 1st, 2025? On May 1st, the House Judiciary Committee passed an immigration enforcement bill along party lines, 23 Republicans in favor, 17 Democrats opposed. Rather than proceeding through the normal legislative process, it's being advanced through reconciliation, a fast-track budget maneuver that limits debate and allows Senate approval with a simple majority. What does that mean? It could become law much faster than most people realize, and it doesn't require bipartisan support. Funding Trump's immigration vision. Let's be very clear, this is not a minor bill. This is President Trump's full immigration strategy, packaged and funded under one massive budget. The total price tag is $81 billion, but to offset that cost, the bill proposes $77 billion in new fees and fines, the majority of which will be paid by immigrants. Here's how it breaks down. ICE detention budget skyrockets from $3.4 billion to $45 billion. Over $14 billion allocated to deportation efforts. $8 billion for hiring new immigration enforcement officers. $600 million to prosecute immigration-related cases. $75 million for expedited removals. $25 million to deport individuals without a hearing. This is a coordinated plan to expand ICE's capacity, increase deportations, and put significant financial pressure on immigrants at every stage of the legal process. A surge of new immigration fees. The second half of this strategy is all about revenue, and the burden falls on immigrants. If this bill becomes law, many immigration applications and statuses will now carry massive new costs. Asylum seekers will face a $1,000 filing fee for the first time in history. A work permits, EADs, will only last 6 months and cost $550 plus per renewal. Humanitarian parole applicants must also renew every 6 months. Special immigrant juvenile status will now carry a $500 fee. TPS, temporary protected status, applicants will also face additional charges. Diversity visa lottery entries will cost at least $400. Adjustment of status in immigration court, $1. $500 minimum. Even sponsors of children will be required to pay $3. $500 before a child is released into their care. And if someone misses an immigration court date, even unintentionally, they could face a $5,000 fine at the time of arrest. Why this bill is so controversial? Perhaps the most disturbing detail is what didn't make it into the final version. A Democratic amendment was proposed that would prevent ICE from using these funds to detain or deport U.S. citizens. It was rejected. While ICE policy from 2015 technically states that U.S. citizens cannot be detained under immigration law, the rejection of this amendment sends a worrying message. Mistakes happen, and with billions now funding ICE enforcement, the risk of wrongful detention only grows. There have already been confirmed cases of U.S. citizens being detained, particularly Spanish-speaking individuals or those with limited documentation. The work permit crisis. One of the most disruptive changes in this bill is the proposed adjustment to work authorization. Today, Many immigrants receive an Employment Authorization Document, EAD, valid for 2 years. This bill would slash that to just 6 months. That means immigrants must reapply and pay a fee every 180 days. USCIS will face major processing delays with a higher volume of renewals. Employers may hesitate to hire individuals with such short-term work eligibility. It's not just inefficient, it's destabilizing. It introduces fear and uncertainty into the lives of workers, students, and families trying to build their lives legally in the U.S. Targeting sponsors and families. If you're sponsoring an unaccompanied child, things are about to get much harder. Under this bill, sponsors must pay $3,500 to gain custody of a child. The government will conduct background checks and investigations on sponsors. If a sponsor fails to appear in court or comply, they can be fined $5,000. This appears to be an effort to deter sponsorship altogether, forcing children to remain in government custody longer or discouraging family members from coming forward at all. Overloading an already broken court system. Even though the bill injects $1 billion into the immigration court system, there are major concerns about execution. Immigration courts are already backlogged with nearly 5 million cases. Judges are overwhelmed. Some are even being laid off. The bill does call for hiring more attorneys, expanding courtroom capacity, and funding legal infrastructure, but experts warn that the government may struggle to fill these roles in time. Hiring qualified immigration judges and prosecutors is a slow, difficult process. What's next? The bill will now move to the Senate, where it's expected to move quickly under reconciliation rules. If passed, most of the new fees, enforcement measures, and structural changes could take effect within 60 days. And with little political resistance so far, there's real concern that this could become law sooner than anyone expects. Final thoughts. This isn't just another budget bill. It's a fully funded immigration strategy, one that ramps up enforcement, slashes benefits, imposes harsh penalties, and places the financial burden on the very people it targets. Whether you're undocumented, applying for asylum, or living in the U.S. legally with a green card, this bill introduces serious consequences. The message is clear. Immigration is now priority number 1 for the administration, and they're putting billions of dollars behind that priority. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more updates. Thanks for watching, and stay informed.